S-Class. But it's clearly all gone, when I say all gone wrong, there's been a small mistake, maybe outbroke himself somewhere, just trying to maintain that top three, and then from there he's fallen back into the clutches of the field behind. So the 7 S-Class, the mid-pack at least, is super close for the moment. In terms of just the 7 class, yeah, it was an okay start, I would say, from our pole sitter Joe Thompson. And Ross Millicent tried to match him, but it was Damien Harrington that, as you mentioned, he got a lively start, and he's not managed to keep that same pace up for the rest of the first lap. He's just fallen away, and he's falling into the grasps of Darren Thomas, and I think it's Jamie Payne that's got involved as well. I know it's Glenn Woodbridge who's just sat behind, but for the first lap, it will be Joe Thompson over the line, and still in the lead of the race. However, he's got no room to breathe, really, does he? Because Ross Millicent is right there.
Yeah, right with him, 0.435 is all that separates them according to the TSL timing screen. Darren Thomas up into 3rd place. Spencer Wanstall, it was making the good start, or the good moves further back. So Wanstall is up into 4th place, Damien Harrington back to 5th. And then up to 6th place is the leading, or in fact it was 6th place anyway. Glenn Woodbridge hasn't come through, and nor has Jamie Payne. So 2 7s, May 14, I know. 2 7s not coming through, those of 39 Glenn Woodbridge and 14 Jamie Payne, and so quite why those have gone missing, I'm not sure. Fraser Hack up to 2nd in the S-Class, though, as you suggested he would. There's a little bit of debris on the start-finish straight, which marshals are clearing now, but up at the front it's Joe Thompson leading the way from Ross Billison, with Darren Thomas and Spencer Wanstall the next 2 up, and possibly Damien Harrington involved in something on that first lap, because he has dropped back, while his pace would suggest that he was quick enough to be further up. And as I say, neither Glenn Woodbridge nor Jamie Payne coming through at the end of the first lap, although Jamie Payne has now made it to the pits, but Glenn Woodbridge stopped out on the circuit somewhere.
Yeah, I'm looking up at the cameras, and I can't see exactly where they've gone missing. However, I can see a green flag at turn 1 and a green flag in front of us, so potentially a yellow flag coming out to the final corner. We have a look on the cameras, and can we see anything from our position? No. Looking down the straight, I still can't see anything on that camera. The green flags have since been withdrawn. So whether there was some further debris further down the track and they were waving the yellow flags because the marshal has gone to retrieve it, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe but first 2 7s then coming through 4 at the moment. Joe Thompson having this by his own way, keeping him very modest at the moment as they turn through Murray's and out onto the start-finish straight 2 laps. And it's a 20-minute race, so plenty of time to get their teeth into this one. Thompson and Millicent cross the line, and then the next 3 go through absolutely together, with Spencer Wanstall recovering back to 3rd place now, ahead of Damien Harrington. Darren Thomas loses 2 places on the lap, having come through 3rd at the end of lap 1, comes through 5th at the end of this lap. Then Michael Winkworth leading the way as far as the S-Class cars are concerned, ahead of Fraser Hack, Matthew Ayres, who's still 3rd. Andrew Hack is 4th, not quite playing rear gunner for his son, because Matthew Ayres is ahead of him, but keeping the rest of the field at bay. At least Arnold Duncan is next up in 5th place in class, in 10th overall. Callum Perfect is 6th as far as the 7 S's are concerned. Fastest lap of the race so far has gone to Ross Billison, although the lead is held by Joe Thompson. Ross has done a 2:24.692 compared to the 2:24.795, which is the best lap so far from Joe Thompson. It was a good lap from Spencer Wanstall then, who started at the back, having not set a time in qualifying yesterday, but has moved himself up nicely, and will be very happy indeed, I would imagine, with that 3rd place overall.
Yeah, Damien Harrington was so desperate to work his way through it past Spencer Wanstall. He tried it up the inside at Ritchie's, but it didn't work for him all the way around the outside, protecting the corner just slightly, and I think having the slightly higher entry speed was Spencer Wanstall. He managed to hold on to 3rd place at 4 now. I think there was a rather smoky James May as he came over the line, but whether that was just he was on the rev limiter or at the very top of the rev range, whatever it was, It seems like it's decided, but definitely something to watch. It's been a good battle for what is something like 7th in class, but he's got obviously 5th and 6th just up the road. Joe Thompson is still under massive pressure from Ross Billington Billison, pardon me, and Billison much quicker in a straight line. If anything, if they swapped around, yes they have. Ross Billison into the lead of the race. Joe Thompson now sat there in 2nd place. Where that happened, I don't know. He's pushing down the pit lane is car number 14 of Jamie Payne. So whatever's gone on with Jamie's car, clearly not all as well. But new race leader, Ross Billison, where he did that, not exactly sure, but he's now under pressure from Joe Thompson, quicker in a straight line. He's got the aerodynamic assistance. He looks to the outside on the run up towards Ritchie's. Can he make it work all the way around the outside? No, struggles for grip on the dirty line and has to hold the station for the moment. A heavy braking zone on the way, but with the best run out of Ritchie's is Ross Billison. So on the brakes they go. Joe Thompson does close up, but not enough to look to try and go for that move. They both appear once again from the other side of the Armco barrier and then back towards us as they run in towards Palmer's. Joe Thompson's not going to let him get away with this one because Ross Billison is only just about in the lead of the race, and we've still got 12 minutes of this race to go. The battle for 3rd, however, is still being led by Damien Harrington. Spencer Wanstall and Darren Thomas absolutely hot on his heels as well.
Yeah, change for 3rd, of course, because Harrington is up to 3rd place ahead of Wanstall. So I have to say that Joe Thompson belied his experience a little bit, I thought, as he went into Ritchie's that time. And as Jack has said, there's time enough in this race that Thompson doesn't have to get straight back in the lead, but he clearly wants to. Was challenging as they went through Hamilton there, and is not quite close enough to challenge again as they go through Oggies. But Thompson doesn't like being in 2nd place in any shape or form, and if anything, I thought just showing a little bit of immaturity, trying to go around the outside of Ritchie's, but he was clearly quicker at that point. He's got time, if he's got the pace, to continue to lead this one. Anyway, those two are country mile ahead of the rest of the Mini 7s, which, as Jack was saying, now the rest being led by Damien Harrington up into 3rd place with his personal best lap of the race last time around. Spencer Wanstall back to 4th place, so Darren Thomas in 7S class still in the same order as it was, although Matthew Ayres, no, he was 8th anyway, so he's still the final podium position in the S class as the leading 7s come through Coram, and once again a lot of pressure being exerted there by Joe Thompson on Ross Billington as they come into the left-hander at Murray's that brings them on to the start-finish straight. Then a bit of a swing back to the right as they come to within sight of the start-finish line. But as they cross the line, it's Billison and Thompson absolutely nose to tail. And again, Thompson goes to the outside line as they head towards Ritchie's, but I think that's as much because Billison pulled the car over to the right-hand side to stop Thompson coming up the inside of him, and Thompson's gone all the way around the outside of him, but he's not able to make it stick on the exit of the corner. He looked like he was certainly alongside as they went side by side through the corner, but as I say, he just ran out of racing room on the exit. It's still Billison just holding the lead gap with Thompson trying everything he knows to get back into the lead.
Typical mini racing, absolutely nose to tail. Joe Thompson doing everything he can to apply more and more pressure on Ross Billington, but it's not quite worked for him that time. So brave around the outside. It wasn't James May that I saw that was rather smoky. I think it was Chris Pryor, as he's now got the black and orange mechanical warning flag. The pair of them were fairly close together on the circuit, but since spotting that, Chris Pryor has dropped down the order. Ross Billington still in the lead of the race from Joe Thompson, but to the eye, all of that battling, that's just allowing Damien Harrington to get closer and closer and closer in 3rd. But in doing that, he's also bringing the other 2 sparring partners of Spencer Wanstall and Darren Thomas in on the mix as well. We could see 5 for the lead here.
Well, it could happen, but yeah, it depends how much the 2 in the lead slow each other down. They certainly have been slowing each other up as Billison goes a bit defensive to keep Thompson behind him. And certainly Damien Harrington has caught up, but Spencer Wanstall not quite being able to go with him at the moment. So down the Bentley Straight they go this time for the 5th time. The race is just over halfway through. We've got 8.5 minutes still to go. So the section don't get as we wait for the leaders to come into sight of Coram in the S-Class, still Michael Winkworth leading the way from Fraser Hack and Matthew Ayres. Andrew Hack, however, has lost the position to Arnold Duncan. So Duncan, number 789, is up in the 4th place. Andrew Hack back to 5th as the leading pair come into Murray's 4. So 5th time this time, that's a complete 5 laps. Dunlop Phillipson ahead of Joe Thompson. Damien Harrington, neither one nor the other. He's not quite close enough to the two in front of him, but he's got himself clear of Spencer Wanstall and Darren Thomas. As Joe Thompson again looks to the left-hand side, the outside line, as they go into ridges. He's tried it 2 times before, neither of those has it worked. This time it may have done because he's gone around the outside, but again he's had to drop back into 2nd as they head up towards the hairpin at Wilson's.